What's up, everybody? It's your boy John O'Fat. So the other week I had a random question. I wondered if people could really tell the difference between regular soda and diet soda. So I went on YouTube to see if anyone had officially tested this, and it looks like no one has made a video about this. So I thought it's a pretty interesting question. So I think I'm gonna head to the store, buy a few cans, some 2-liter bottles of some regular and diet soda, and then start doing blind taste tests to see if people can really tell the difference. Okay, I just got back from the store. We got 3 different types of soda, 6 bottles. So we got Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, of course, can't go without that. And then we got root beer, Diet root beer, and then root beer. Then of course my favorite, Dr. Pepper, and then Diet Dr. Pepper. So I think the next step is to rip off all the labels of all the different bottles and then take sticky notes and write like 1 through 6 on them. And that way, when people come over or I take these bottles to people to test, I know what they are, but they won't be able to tell. That way it's truly a blind taste test. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then the next few days, I'm just gonna test as many people as I can. Okay, here we go. So I ripped off all the labels and put sticky notes on all of them. So let me tell you what each one is. So I got my key right here so I don't forget. We got number 1 is Coke, number 2 is Diet Coke, number 3 is Diet Dr. Pepper, number 4 is just regular Dr. Pepper, and then 5 is, we got root beer, and then 6 is Diet root beer. So like I said before, I really think people are gonna be able to tell the difference, but I'm interested in officially testing it. So I'm excited to see what people say, and I can't wait to poison some people with some soda. So, all right, we're ready to get started. So the way it's gonna work is we're gonna have 2 glasses, and then we're gonna have both of them poured already, and I'm gonna tell them what the soda is, because this isn't trying to determine if you can tell which brand of soda it is. We're trying to distinguish between regular and diet. So I'm gonna have them take 1 sip of whatever glass they choose, and then on the spot, they have to tell me if they think it's regular or diet. And then after they make their initial guess, they can drink both of them a few times and then revise their answer. Also, I thought I'd let you guys know that I'm only planning on putting the highlights of everybody's taste test in the video, because otherwise it'd be a 20 or 30-minute video. And then after the fact, I'm gonna talk about what I learned, and I think that's gonna be the most interesting and efficient way to do this.
So I'm gonna start with this one. That's definitely Coke. Wait a second. No. Wait. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Coke and this is Diet Coke.
All right.
I think. I don't know. Maybe?
Okay,
So-
I might be able to get this one, but I'm not sure.
Alright, let's find out.
Okay, I'm gonna say diet. I think this one's diet.
Okay.
Now let me taste this, but I don't know. I really only drink Diet Coke, so I'm not so sure. Oh shoot. I'm gonna stick with it. Diet and then regular. I feel like this has a more tangy taste to it, or however you describe what makes
Whatever
diet.
diet is.
That's what I feel like. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Alright, we'll find out.
So my family when we don't drink soda very often, but when we do is root beer. So I'd be also pretty embarrassed if I got this one wrong. But also we don't drink soda that often, so maybe I'll get a pass, but I'm not sure. Let's
No
see.
excuses. Here we go.
That's tough. Shoot.
Oh. Already going for the second sip.
I think I'm gonna go regular root beer here, but there's a good chance I'm wrong.
We'll find out.
Root beer doesn't have that same tang
Yeah.
that the other diets have. They pretty much taste the exact same side by side.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick with the regular and then diet.
We're gonna
Yeah, now it's time to expose me, I guess.
exposed.
Okay, so now we got Dr. Pepper, and you were just saying off camera that you didn't like Dr. Pepper, and that's kind of
It's not my favorite.
that's kind of an incorrect answer, but we'll go ahead anyways.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay. All right, here goes nothing.
Number 4, baby.
Okay, so that one wasn't fizzy at all. Maybe it's just because we've been opening and closing them.
No,
quite
because
a
you
bit.
shook it, you grabbed
I
it and
didn't
shook
shake
the bottle.
this
Yes,
one.
you did. That was the
Okay.
one.
allegedly I shook this bottle, but that's not true. Okay. Okay, hold on. They look the same.
Of course. So are you keeping...
This one's very tough, I'm not gonna lie. This one.
So are you gonna keep it the same or are you gonna change it up?
Let me give it a few more swigs and then we'll see what happens.
A few more swigs?
This one. This one is regular diet. Andrew Phelps can confirm that there is actually no difference. You bought these with the label off, so how am I supposed to know? All right, anyway, regular diet.
So sticking with the original.
Sticking with the original.
All right, okay.
I ain't no
okay.
snitch. All right.
We got Dr. Pepper. Swallowed on the wrong. Just so good. What you thinking for that one?
Thinking that's the diet one.
Okay, so right, number 4 you think is diet. Now go ahead and go for the left one.
No, I actually think this one's diet.
So originally you said that one's diet, but you want to switch this one to diet,
Yeah.
so you think diet, regular.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like they taste the same? Or can you tell that there's a difference and you're just not sure which one is which, or are you pretty confident?
I'm not pretty confident, but I do notice a big change and difference.
You think there is a difference between the
There's
two?
definitely difference.
Okay. Okay, we got Big Boss Haas James here with his goblets because he's a man of finer things. So we got Coke, go for it.
Never tried Coke before.
You've never had Coke? Okay, go for it. This is-
Tastes like dirt water.
You think that's...
Thinking this might be diet.
Okay, so now try the other one. Let's see what you think. First one, diet, and then are you sticking with it or are you gonna change it up?
What would be more fizzy? I think this one's diet.
Okay, so you're going diet and then regular. Final answer?
Yeah.
Okay, Willie. I got some bad news for you.
Oh boy.
Coca-Cola, you got it wrong. You made your initial guess was wrong, and then you didn't switch it, so still wrong.
I knew it!
0 for 2. Okay, now Dr. Pepper. Sorry to report that you got that one wrong as well.
I knew it too! I knew it!
Okay, and then Rootbeer, I kind of got some good news. So you got the initial one right, but then you switched it. So, and then the final one, you got it wrong. So I don't even know if I'm really gonna count that. I think you're kinda 1 for 6. That's pretty...
Can we do it again?
Nope, that's, you kinda dropped the ball here, Will.
Well, good thing I don't drink soda that often.
Yeah,
but,
how-
like one exception.
How often do you drink soda?
Every 2 months.
So not very often.
Yeah.
Dang, okay. Thank you, Willie. Okay, I just finished up testing and I had a lot of fun doing it. And I think the people who did it also had a lot of fun. Now we learned and saw a bunch of different things, but most of the data is pretty conflicting. So I showed you a bunch of different clips and each one was for a reason. So the first one with Sam, when he was drinking Coke, he was pretty confident at first, especially since he drinks soda every single day. But then when he tasted both, he wasn't so confident. He was pretty confident at first, but he was very surprised how similar they tasted. Now the second video with me in it, I said that there was, so I kind of had a different opinion than Sam. I thought there was some tang to the diet soda. That's what I thought. I felt like I was able to identify the difference between regular and diet because of the tang between the two. But then we switched over to Andrew with Dr. Pepper and he said they tasted the exact same. He said he couldn't tell a difference even though they were side by side. Then in the next video we had Carter also doing Dr. Pepper and he said there was a distinct difference. He thought he could really tell he wasn't very confident which one was which, but he could tell that there was a difference. Now also with James and William at the end, I wanted to kind of throw those in there to remind people that there's kind of a random factor to all this that I don't know how I could necessarily avoid, because when you have two things in front of you and you have to guess which one's which and there's only two options, there's a 50% chance that you're gonna get it right. And we kind of saw that with James, who got lucky. You know, he said he'd never even had Coke more than once, but he was able to get it right. And then we saw the opposite with William, who says he doesn't drink soda very often, especially not Dr. Pepper and Coke, and he got almost every single one of them wrong. Now to get a little more scientific, a little more to look at the data, if we look strictly at the numbers, overall, 19 out of 36 attempts were correct. So that's a 52%. About half the time, people were getting it correct. Now, when you have 52%, that's the exact same as if you were to guess, pretty much. So in my opinion, that's in favor of no, people aren't able to tell the difference between regular and diet. Then if we go even more specific, I looked at final answers, and 9 out of 18 of the final answers were correct. After they had tasted both of them and had a chance to revise their decision, half of them were correct, a perfect 50%. So that's, I guess, more evidence that you can't really, the average person cannot tell the difference between regular and diet. So if we dive even deeper and look at some more data, when people got their initial guess wrong, when they drank the first glass and they guessed and they got it wrong, when it came around to the second time and they had an answer to change it, only 33% of the time did they change it to the correct answer. So that's even more data, in my opinion, that people can't really tell the difference. Because when they had both of them in front of them, sipping both of them, only 33% of the time did they change their answer to the correct answer. So in my opinion, there's two ways to look at this. The first way is I kind of tested a lot of non-soda drinkers. With James, Carter, William, and even Andrew. They aren't very heavy soda drinkers. They don't drink it very often. But then when you look at me and Sam, who drink soda a little more often, we did pretty well, especially compared to the last three. But also I want to point out that even though they're not heavy soda drinkers, we still can't ignore their opinion on the final test. When they had both of them in front of them, sipping both of them back to back, you would think they'd be able to tell a difference, and we kind of got conflicting answers. Like I said at the beginning, we got conflicting answers. Andrew said he could tell it, Andrew said he couldn't tell a difference, and then Carter said he could tell a difference. Sam said he had trouble telling the difference, and then I said I could definitely tell a difference. So that kind of take that as you will. So the second point of view, the second way to look at this is if you look specifically just at Sam, who drinks soda every day, he wasn't that confident in his decision. Even when he had both of them in front of him and he was drinking from both glasses, he really wasn't that confident. Okay, so off camera, I tested my grandma, who drinks soda probably 2 or 3 times a week. Her experience with this is kind of highlights the whole thing pretty well, in my opinion. So at the beginning, when I was talking to her about this idea, she was very confident that she could tell the difference. She's like, of course, there's no way that I'm not gonna be able to tell the difference. But then when we actually sat down with her and tested, she was surprised at how tough it was. She was very confident at the beginning, but by the end of it, thought it was very interesting how tough it was to tell the difference between the two. She really thought it would definitely be more obvious. So I guess my personal opinion at the end of this, after doing these tests, my personal belief is that the average person cannot reliably tell the difference between regular and diet. But I do think people who drink the same soda every day, maybe multiple cans a day, really getting their caffeine fix, I believe they can probably tell the difference pretty easily. So maybe we need to do a part 2 of this where we test heavy soda drinkers, not just once a day, multiple times a day, and see if they can accurately tell the difference. Hey everybody, thanks for watching the video. If you guys like what you see here, please consider subscribing and maybe dropping a like. It really means a lot to me. Also, I'd like to hear what you guys are thinking. If you agree or disagree with what I did, I'm interested to see what you guys say in the comments down below. And see you guys soon.